citizens of the world, the children of Adam worldwide, in Asia, in Europe, in Australia, in North America, South America, Africa. This is Reverend Karlo Kolong again coming to you today, December 14, 2024. I've got a very hot message that's going to touch the whole world and will touch the 8 billion people in the world. The topic says, a body without the life. Can it really survive? A body without life. So that's going to be a topic coming from the book of John chapter 15, verse 1 to 15. That's where Jesus said, without me, you are nothing. If you are not connected to Jesus Christ, you are lifeless. So therefore, before that, let me just give you a song. Two songs in particular. Yes, please subscribe to this TikTok of mine before I can give you all this very important message of today. A body without the life.
Oye, tú,
and to listen from season to season. Good. That evangelistic song, go ye to all the world. That's what Jesus told us, Matthew 28, from 18 to 20. Go ye to all the world and preach good news, preach the Bible. So that's what it means. Today is December 14, 2024. I'm singing in the city of Denver, Colorado, part of USA. And of course, I will be going to that very hot message of today. Very, very important. Please subscribe to my TikTok. Subscribe to my TikTok so that I can be able to give you all what you don't know. Do you know what you don't know? No. You don't know until I really tell you. There are so many things that you don't know. I've got 63 books. One of them says little knowledge is a disease. Don't ever say I know while you don't know. How can you tell the teacher I know? Well, and the teacher will laugh at you. What the teacher has in his mind, you don't have it. What I have in my mind, you don't have it. So you'll get it through my 63 books. So one of my books says little knowledge is a disease. And I will preach this in English. Later on, I will turn into Arabic. And before that, I have to give you a song that says, devil, you disturb me. You will never get rid of me. I am the house of Jesus. You see, you will never get rid of me. I'm going to get them. Who? The Sudanese and the nationalities. I'm going to get citizens. Many people worldwide, they will come to Jesus Christ. So that's what the song really means. So let me just go into that song. And today I'm going to dance without shoes. Yes, we have got in South Sudan shoes called mutukali. I don't even have mutukali today. But let me sing without shoes. Yes. with me from victory to victory, and I'm gonna get them to Jesus from victory to victory. You will never get with me from victory to victory, and I'm gonna get them to Jesus from victory to victory. You will never get with me from victory to victory, and I'm gonna get them to Jesus from victory to victory. You will never get with me from victory to victory, and I'm gonna get them to Jesus. Good, good. That one was the physical food or exercise for the body. So I have to dance so that I remain young. How many young people, they don't know how to dance, but Karlo knows how to dance. Despite holding actually 65 kilos in my body, or years, I'm still dancing. 67 kilos in my body, I'm carrying it in my body. Can young men carry this 67 kilos, or 67 years in particular? So anyway, let me give you the message of today. It comes from the book of John chapter 15, verse 1 to 15. This talks about the connection between the trees, the tree and the branches, the tree and the branches. But I'm going to make it connect it with the body of a human being. You see, Jesus said here in verse 5, I am the vine, you are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not remain in me, he is like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. You see, if you remain in me and my word remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be given to you. This is to my Father's glory that you bear fruit, much fruit, showing yourself to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you also. Now you remain in my love. If you obey my commands, you will remain in my love, just as I have obeyed my Father's command, and remain in him. If I have told you this, so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. My command is this: love each other as I have loved you. Greater love have no one than this, that he laid down his life for his friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you servants, because a servant does not know his master's business. Instead, I have called you friends, for everything that I learned from my Father, I have made it known to you. Anyway, this is the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is Jesus Christ speaking, that if the branches of tree are not connected to the main tree, they will not get water. You know, the main tree here is Jesus Christ himself. And the word of God, or whatever, is the root. When the rain falls, the roots brings water and distribute to the branches, and the branches will be bearing fruit. So therefore, I'm going to put it into human terms. Separation of life from the body. Can you survive? If your body is separate from your life, will you still exist? No, it's dead. So we have what we call the separation of the state and the church. Let me explain this meaning. The separation of the state and the church is like saying the separation of a wife and the husband. First of all, let me go to the church. What is the church? To us Christians, the church is like the wife of God, And the church must obey God so that we gain more wisdom and protection from God. Because God stands here as the husband of the church. This is now philosophical explanation. The church is like a wife and God is like the husband. Without God, the church is dead. Because the church depends on God. Who started the church? God himself. That is Jesus Christ. He came down and in human form and lived with us and told us how to go back to heaven. And he has forgiven us. And he has resurrected. And he is alive. He is God. You see? So therefore, we have to believe in Jesus Christ because he's the source of life. He's the source of life. And the church must obey God. That is Jesus Christ. So the church here stands like a wife. If a wife does not obey the husband, the house is meaningless. The family is dead. You very well know the husband is the head of the family. Now what do I mean here? Those who say the separation of the church and the state is like saying separating the husband from the wife. I here take the state as the wife, the state or the nation. The nation here stands like a wife, and the church now becomes like a husband. Without the church, the state is dead. Because most of the wisdom, the 10 commandments, come from the church. We say don't kill, don't lie, they are from the church. So the church is the archive, you see, of wisdom. Whoever rejects the church, rejected wisdom. And that type of government will be chaotic, will be lawless. It will be like a disobedient woman, disobedient wife. If the state is like the wife of a church, and the church becomes a husband here, and the state refuses the church, it's like a wife who refuses the husband, then it will be fruitless. Why do we want you to obey the church? Because the church is the house of wisdom, the house of knowledge, the house of 10 commandments, the center of constitution, the 10 commandments and the Bible. That's what we call constitution. So a nation without the biblical constitution is like a wife without a husband. The church here stands like a husband to the church. To the state. Those who say the separation of a state and the church, it means separation of the husband and the wife. Or in other words, the separation of the body from the life. Can it exist? It will not. Where do people come? They come from God. Which God? The God of the Bible. God authorized the church to take care of his children worldwide, all the 200 nations supposed to obey the church. Because the church is the house of wisdom, the house of 10 commandments, the house of constitution. The origin of constitution is the 10 commandments, which is in the book of Exodus chapter 20. The 10 commandments. Don't kill, don't worship any God outside the Bible. Don't lie, don't commit adultery. That's a constitution. It's in the Bible. So any nation without the Bible is lawless. You can see in the Middle East what's happening. Those who rejected the Bible, they are chaotic. They are killing their own children. They are overthrowing themselves because they are lawless. They don't have the wisdom of God. Why do people kill? Because they are sinners. They are criminals. They don't have the wisdom of God. Did God say, go and kill the children of God? No. The 10 commandments say, don't kill. Why do we kill people? Because we are demonic. The demons have entered our minds. We're supposed not to kill a human being, according to the Bible. The Bible says, don't kill. The Bible says, don't lie. The Bible says, don't steal. The Bible says, don't commit adultery. Because the devil has misled our minds, that's why we become chaotic. In my previous message of January 2014, I said every human being has got 3 fathers. The God of your spirit is God. The father of your spirit is God. The father of your body is your biological father. The father of your destruction and disobedience is Satan. That one is in John chapter 8, verse 43 to 45. When Jesus said to the Israelis who rejected him, that you people belong to the devil, the father, your father, the father of lies, that is Satan. So every human being has 3 fathers. The father of your spirit is God. The father of your body is your biological father. The father of your destruction and disobedience is Satan. But Christians now have only 2 fathers because they believed in the Lord Jesus Christ. Jesus has forgiven their sins and erased all their criminal records. So we Christians are clean and pure because we belong to God. We no longer have three fathers. We only have two. The father of my spirit and my biological father. The third one, the father of destruction, the father of lies, the father of adultery, God has taken that out of me. So I now remain with two fathers. But any non-Christian still have three. The father with his spirit, with his biological father, and the father of destruction. If you obey the devil, you will kill people. When the devil tells you, you lie, you lie. You commit adultery, you commit adultery. Anyone who breaks the 10 commandments actually is the child of Satan. You still have three fathers. So therefore, not to go far, let me go back to the church and the state. The state of the nation is like the wife of the church. If the state or the nation does not listen to the church, it's like a wife who does not listen to her husband. Yes, spiritually and philosophically, we also say the church is the wife of God. But Jesus Christ is like a husband, and Jesus Christ is God. If we don't listen to Jesus Christ, then we are meaningless. That's what he said here. John 14, verse 1 to 10, 7 there. Without me, you will be meaningless. You cannot bear fruit. Churches are like, the spiritual leaders to take care of the nation. A church is like a husband to the nation or to the state. Those who say separation of a state and the church, completely they are demonic. It's like saying separate a wife from the husband. Will they produce children? No way. It's like saying separate your body from your life. Can it have a meaning? No way. So we have broken the 10 commandments, we have broken the society. The society cannot live without the Bible. The society cannot live without God. I'm telling you the truth. Any nation that disobeys the Bible or the church is like a prostitute woman. Yes. A prostitute does not have one husband. 10 to 50. Even 100 husbands. Those are the nations without the Bible, without the church. Any nation without the church is like a woman who has many husbands. Because philosophically, the nation is supposed to be like a wife of God. But if a nation worships several gods, which means a nation has several husbands, there's only one God. If a nation does not believe in that biblical God, that nation is a prostitute. Worshipping the God of Islam, the God of Buddha, the God of Judaism, those are all nonsense. Those are not gods. So such a state, such a nation with several religions is like a wife with many husbands. And there is no law. And the citizens will never enjoy it. Because the citizens, they don't know their father. There's only one God in the world. And that God is like a husband to any nation. Any nation is supposed to obey that God. And that's why God delegated the church. Okay, now you take space on my behalf. A church, I've given you wisdom. God has given wisdom to the church. So now the church becomes like a husband also. You see? Those who say separation of a state and the church is like saying separating a husband from the wife. Or separating your body from your life. Can you be full of life again? If you take my body out, you take my life separately, then you have destroyed me. That's how the devil destroys the nations. The devil is telling you, don't obey God. Don't obey the church. Come and be useless. You worship me. Worship several gods, idol gods. So those who worship several gods are like, prostitutes who have so many husbands. Because any nation is supposed to believe only in the biblical God of the Bible. Who made our children? Who made human beings? The God of the Bible. Not the God of the Quran. Not the God of actually Hinduism. Not the God of Buddhism. Not the God of Mundane. Not the God of Parmadon. No. All of us are made in the image of God. Biblical God. And that is written in the Bible. Genesis chapter 1. When God said, let us make man in our own image. Which means let us make nations in our own image. It means let us make Chinese in our own image. Let us make Russians in our own image. Let us make British, Americans, Canadians, Africans, in our own image. That's what God means. Who among you have maybe extra legs? Not two like me. Why do we all have two legs? Because we are made by the same God. Why do we have the 2 ears? Because we are made by the same God. Why do we have 1 mouth? Because we are made by the same God. Why do we have 2 eyes? Because we are made by the same God. Whoever disobeys this God is a criminal. If you disobey this biblical God, you are a criminal. Why do you go and worship other gods? Not the God of the Bible that made you. So you are committing a crime. And you will face, everlasting hell. Prison. Who told you there are many gods? There's only one God and found in the Bible. You see the nations who rejected the Bible, they are chaotic. West Africa is chaotic. Abraham Traore, people say he is now going to take us to the best partner, the communists, Russia or Chinese. Saying let us go from Western world to Eastern world. And that's what I said many times. This one is like saying a chicken jumping out of the frying pan to direct fire. How many times I told you this illustration? It's a true illustration. It's not a joke. Yes, Western world, they are having, some bad leaders exploiting us Americans. But it's a bit better because in the Western world you have got churches. But in Eastern world, Russia, they don't want the church. If Russians were Christians, they could not kill 3 million Ukrainians. If Ukrainians were Christians, they could not accept to fight with a criminal. You see? So criminal plus criminal is equal to disaster. The Ukrainians don't believe in Jesus. I learned there are so many same-sex marriage in Ukraine. And the Russians say there is no God. So how can a criminal and criminal have peace? Never. And Europe has already endorsed same-sex marriage. Then how can a criminal correct, a criminal? You rejected the wisdom of the church. You the West. What do you want? You have broken the Bible. Thank God we have a man who is coming by January. A man who loves God. Now he's a preacher. Donald J. Trump. He's now a preacher like me. He promoted the church. May God really help you, my brother, Donald Trump. I have written a book about you. I have a book called How Jesus Reacts to Trump's Travel Ban and Deportation. And that one has a meaning. You cannot go to somebody's country without knocking the door. You don't go to somebody's house without knocking the door. He will fight you. So you cannot go to heaven without knocking the door of Jesus Christ. You cannot go to heaven without a passport called Jesus Christ in you. Millions will be deported from heaven back to their graves, those who don't believe in Jesus, because they don't have a heavenly passport. They don't have the blood of Jesus. That's what I compare. I liken, the idea of Donald Trump, who says travel ban and deportation in 2016, when he sanctioned 7, Arab countries not to come to USA without documents. So the same thing, Jesus has sanctioned many people who went to heaven wrongly. Undocumented, immigrants went to heaven. So Jesus deported them back to the graves because they don't believe in Jesus. They don't use, proper documents. And that document is called Jesus Christ in you. What do you want me to say? Many people rejected Jesus Christ, the author of life, the author of peace. If those countries in Latin America have got churches and Christians, they would have not come to North America. Do you mean to say the land in Latin America is very small? No. The lands in Latin America, they are so big, just like USA. But because the leaders rejected Jesus, so they become chaotic. The leaders in Latin America, in West Africa, they become chaotic because they don't believe in Jesus. And they become like what I said, prostitutes. The prostitute nations who do not believe in the biblical God. Because the biblical God is like a husband to every nation, by the way. Whoever rejected the biblical God is a prostitute. He is actually welcoming several gods. The God of Islam, the God of Buddhism, the God of African traditional religions. So if you have those several gods in your mind, you are like a prostitute woman. A nation with several gods is like a prostitute. So to separate the church from the state is like separating the husband from the wife. Will they produce children? If I came as a young man, I started marrying. I finished my wedding in the church, and I'm told not to touch my wife biologically for 50 years. Shall we produce a child? No. So if you take a church out of the nation, it's like separating the husband from the wife. Will it survive? The church is the house of wisdom, the house of 10 commandments, the house of constitution. So any nation that rejected the church is like a wife who rejected the husband. It will never bear fruit. Will be chaotic. This is a very hot message, by the way. There are 200 nations in the world. It is for you, this message. If you rejected the God of the Bible, You are like a prostitute woman. You worship several gods. And those several gods are like husbands to you. You, any nation that refuse the God of the Bible, you become a prostitute. You will never have peace. The Middle East rejected Jesus. Do they have peace now? Riots all the time. Terrorists are people who rejected biblical God. Terrorists are thieves. Now, when you talk of religion and the state, because Christianity is not a religion by way. Christianity came from heaven. Christianity is relationship between God and man. It came from heaven to take us back to heaven. But religion is made by man. In the book of Genesis chapter 11, that's the beginning of religion. When people say, let us make the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel was actually a ladder. They want to go to heaven with their criminal record. So God rejected that. God, destroyed that ladder called the Tower of Babel and confused them. And Genesis chapter 11 is the beginning of the millions of languages now we have. God became angry. So he confused our minds and gave us millions of languages so that we don't get united and understand each other. Why God confused us? Because we want to go to heaven with our criminal record, bad criminal record. And you know the man who started the idea of Tower of Babel is the son of Cush called Nimrod. Today Cush is the Sudan. My country, by the way, is in the Bible many times. So Nimrod is the son of Cush. And Cush is the son of Ham, the second son of Noah. So it was Nimrod who told people, let us make a tower. We go to heaven. You know, Sudanese are very great, very ugly criminals, if I could say. Though they are so, important, they are mentioned in the Bible 54 times. Sudan is mentioned in the Bible, the land of Cush, 54 times. Sudan have dominated the Bible. And that's why God gave me 63 books to educate the Sudanese, let them come back to God of the Bible. So it was the son of Cush who told people to make a Tower of Babel. And he's called what? Nimrod. Nimrod in Hebrew means let us rebel. They rebel against God. And God actually fragmented them from Genesis chapter 11. So the man who wanted to take people to heaven was the Sudanese, a Cushite, the son of Cush. It's called Nimrod in Hebrew. Wake up, you Sudanese. Now you are completely frustrated. Northern Sudan now killing themselves. Southern Sudan is killing themselves. Why? Because they rejected the God of the Bible. So the nation of Sudan or South Sudan become like prostitutes. They rejected the true God of the Bible. That's why they are suffering. UN will never solve such things. No. It's called a spiritual problem. So to say separation of state and religion is like saying separating a liar from a thief. If you separate a liar from a thief, will they have a meaning? Because the liar is also a thief. The thief is also a liar. So when you say let us separate the state from religion, it's like saying separate a liar from a thief. It will not work. They have the same characters. What I mean to say, religion is actually a man-made idea, beginning from Genesis chapter 11. Some people say Abraham is the father of 3 religions: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. Wrong. Abraham is not a Muslim. Abraham is not a Judaist. He's not a Jew. Abraham is a Christian. You read what Jesus said. The rich man and Lazarus. Lazarus and Abraham, they are in heaven because they are Christians. You see? No Jewish will go to heaven. In which way? They refuse Jesus Christ. No Muslim will go to heaven. They refuse Jesus Christ. There's no way. So Abraham is not the father of 3 religions. No. Abraham is a Christian. He's in heaven with Lazarus together. And Jesus said to the Jewish people, before Abraham was, I was before him. Jesus said, before Abraham, I was. Which means Abraham is just a human being like you and me. But Jesus, that is the God in heaven, has been there before anything. He just borrowed a human being, human flesh, to come and correct us, to tell us our mistakes. That's the meaning of Jesus Christ. He is God. If we talk about Tumaini, the Sudanese peace that's now going in Nairobi, it will never be a fruit. That's what I told the Sudanese many times. First of all, Kenya is full of criminals. The leaders in Kenya, they are criminals. The leaders in South Sudan, they are criminals. The leaders in Northern Sudan, they are criminals. The leaders all over the world, they are criminals. How can a criminal correct a criminal? How can a liar correct a liar? Can a criminal correct a criminal? Can a thief correct a thief? Can a prostitute correct a prostitute? Can blind lead blind people? Can dirty man, clean a dirty man? Shame on you people. So Tumaini will never succeed. Khartoum peace agreement never succeeded. Juba agreement within Khartoum never succeeded. The Tumaini have taken now 6 months, 7 months. What I just knew, the people, what do you call? The whole out rebels who did not accept the revitalized peace agreement in Khartoum, they are hungry. So they agreed to come to Nairobi to take some meals. Yeah, they agreed to come and take some chicken, not to bring peace. Even those from Juba, they went to Nairobi to, test Nyamachoma. Because they know South Sudan is hungry. So they went to Nairobi to get some meals. They will never bring peace. And that's why I say, can a criminal correct a criminal? No. Can a liar correct a liar? No. Who killed the 3 million people in 22 years war between SPLA and Khartoum? The same people who are now in Juba. You see? The same people who are now in Juba, now in Khartoum. That's why the people in Khartoum, they are killing themselves. None of them is perfect. Because they are completely far away from God. They are not Christians. So how can non-Christian correct non-Christian? Is that what you hope? Here is Reverend Karlo, who brought you the peace of 2005. But you, the Sudanese people, rejected black Moses. You wanted white Moses. Wait for a green Moses, as you say. Here I am. I've now written 63 books about peace, the second peace. Only those who fear God, those who listen to this message, they will test that peace. But you who disobey, the man of God, you will never enjoy that peace because you are not Christian. You will continue to be without salaries, even though you have some salaries, but it has no meaning because you're criminals. A criminal cannot have peace. Even though you have millions of dollars in your house, you will never have peaceful night because you have stolen. Yeah. Thank you. It's Reverend Karlo Kolong.